Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Assalamu alaikum if you're joining us live, and assalamu alaikum if you're catching us on the replay. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Aisha Abdul Hadi, and I help overwhelmed Muslimahs succeed, inshallah. And we are, subhanallah, on day 28 of our live daily mini vlogs as part of our brand new series called the Balanced Muslimah, in which I try and just give you some tips and advice on strategies are based on what might have worked for me or the ladies that I've helped and supported in the local community for the past decade, alhamdulillah, when it comes to things in your daily life, whether that's related to your work, your business, your childcare, your parenting, and anything in between, alhamdulillah. So today we've got another really good topic for you about slowing down, subhanallah. It's really nice here. Let me know in the comments how the weather is where you are. I feel like I always talk about the weather, but alhamdulillah, in the UK, I feel like we are finally coming out of winter and going into spring when it's really nice and sunny, and then you start seeing like lots of flowers, lots of greenery that you might not have seen for the past couple of months, and the little baby animals are born and all of that, alhamdulillah. So anyway, it makes a difference, especially when you're doing the live streams, because I'm next to a window, so always have a nice look out the window, and alhamdulillah, is nice and lovely weather. Today we've done our weekly fitness class. Those of you who join me regularly, ones who are also part of the class, alhamdulillah, that's going really well. So anyway, let me know where you are, how you are, what the weather's like, maybe, inshallah. So today we've got an interesting topic for you. We're talking about slowing down, and that's quite intentional because I feel like it matters and it makes a difference to how you live your life, subhanallah. And especially when we're living in a really fast-paced society, fast-paced world like we are today. And there's a lot of dangers to living quite fast-paced all the time. So I wanted to discuss the importance of slowing down, why it matters, how we can even do it, and actually how it makes us more productive in what we're doing, more mindful in what we're doing, and better connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. So I chat to a lot of people in the community, subhanAllah, through the different projects that I do, through the different activities that I do when I'm out and about. And one thing I'm hearing quite a lot lately is how, subhanAllah, busy people are basically, and how they haven't got time to do maybe some other things that they want to do because their day is just filled up, their life is filled up doing a lot of things at the same time. So this could be mums and it could be people who aren't married as well, young Muslims I'm hearing, subhanAllah. And I feel like we're just so caught up in this fast-paced dunya that we're not slowing down to appreciate what's around us and to be a little bit more intentional in what we're doing. So what is the danger of living like this? Well, first of all, it'll lead to burnout, might lead to stress because you might feel like you've always got so much going on. And it could lead to impatience in yourself because it might be that because you've got so much to get done and you want to do one thing after the other, you know, you're rushing against the clock, you've got so much to do in a given day. It might lead you to become an impatient, snappy person. And that could reflect in your parenting if you're a parent, with your colleagues, with your family members, with your, you know, other people in your circle, whoever they are, subhanallah. And it could, I'm not saying that this is true for everyone, cause like a weakness in your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I'll explain what I mean in a minute. But first of all, how can we embrace a more slower and more meaningful life? Things like when you start your morning and evening, and I know I've done a whole vlog on this, so do go and watch it if you haven't already done so, related to like morning and night routines. Be a little bit more slow and intentional when you wake up in the morning, subhanAllah, and when you go to sleep at night, and just use those moments in order to do some reflecting and to do some slowing down from the fast-paced life that you're living, subhanAllah. It's almost as if we live in a world where everything has to happen straight away, or you panic that something's wrong. So for example, if you send a text message or a message on social media, you expect an immediate response. You send an email, you expect an immediate response. You phone somebody, they don't answer it, you like panic or you get annoyed and upset. Why didn't they answer it? Because you expect everything to just be happening so fast and so quickly, subhanallah. Another thing we can do is in our salah and in our azkar, our daily azkar, is to just do it with a bit more presence. So, for example, you know, when you're offering salah, in sujood, subhanallah, when you're prostrating and literally you're close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just spend a few moments extra in that position and really try and connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you are in that position of your salah and of your prayer. And just obviously you should be doing it throughout your prayer, but I'm talking about if you feel like you're not doing that and you're doing it either quite quickly or without really connecting yourself mentally when you're offering the different parts of your salah. So try and at least do it when you're in your sujood, subhanAllah, if you can't do it throughout your salah. And taking your time to make your adhkar as well. And just have those moments throughout the day, whenever you can, to try and insert those times when you can do that. For example, I do it when I'm driving. So if I haven't got my children in the car, even if I have, obviously we read the dua together, the traveling dua, and if they need me or they want to have any conversations, those happen. But then what I do, especially when I'm alone and I'm not with the children, is I do spend a few moments doing my adhkar and just admiring the scenery and the road and just doing some moment of reflection, especially if I'm maybe coming back from an event that I've just done, in terms of just thinking to myself, well, alhamdulillah, did it go well? If it didn't, why didn't it? What can I do next time? But allowing myself those thoughts and not getting like distracted by other things, inshallah. Another thing we can do, for example, I'm thinking of kind of practical examples. When you're eating, eat a bit slowly, follow the sunnah, and think about where that food came from, subhanAllah. Be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you've got the opportunity to nourish yourself, to have this food and drink, whatever it is that you're having. Make your du'as before you eat. Make your du'a when you've finished eating. When you're preparing your food, just appreciate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings. And there is a whole vlog on prioritizing different things in your day-to-day life if you do feel like you've got so much going on that you don't even know where to prioritize. So do make sure you go back and do that, inshallah, if you haven't already done so. And another way in which I've tried to slow down this year intentionally, I know subhanallah might not seem like that because I do still do a lot of community activities. For example, with my own online business. So I started off teaching in the masjid for 10 years, alhamdulillah. It was more like a class that I'd put together. And I took a step back from that because I thought, no, I need to slow down because I'd had another baby at that point, subhanAllah. And this was all the way back in COVID. And after that, we took it online and it didn't quite work out the way I wanted to because, again, I feel like I was rushing and doing a bit too much at the same time. And I took an intentional step back from that. And now, those of you who are familiar with me know that I have my Cup of Parenting website, which, I do my parenting classes and community activities through that. And it was quite intentional that I slowed down when I did that. And I took a step back just to analyze, and I stopped doing the Quran Quest, which was the original sort of thing that we were doing online, the Quran classes, and thought I'm going to do what's easy and doable for me, but I'm going to do it in a very slow and intentional way. And even now, we're in the process, inshallah, of starting an online membership, an online community for like-minded sisters, but I'm doing it in quite a slow way, subhanallah, so that I can be quite intentional of how I do it, what I do, without it feeling like I'm doing too much and in a busy way. Walaikum salam rahmatullah, Sister Zainab. Nice to have you here. So, when you're in your own lives, I would really highly recommend that it completely changes your way of life then, because it changes the way how you think. And when you know that you're only choosing to do certain things and you're going to take your time to do them and do them nice and slowly where you can. Obviously, I'm not meaning slow absolutely everything down in your life because you wouldn't get anything done. And especially if you have children and lots of things on, but at least at certain times and with certain things, just take it easy, take things slowly if you can. And think to yourself, if you are not doing that and you don't have the opportunity to slow down, is it that you are doing too much then? Are you one of those people who would turn around and say, I've just got so much on, I've got too much to do? Because subhanAllah, your life will pass either way, whether you're taking it fast or you're taking it slowly. And that's why I feel like it's really important, because subhanAllah, I'm looking around me and a lot of people that I know, especially the ones who are my age, I feel like they are doing so much and they're doing it so fast that they're not taking that intentional sort of step back and analyzing what they're doing, if that makes sense, because they're just all about getting as much done in as short a space of time as possible. So really think, and that might mean that you have to make a big change in your life. Obviously, that's, you would know what's best for you. But make sure that whatever you are doing, that it's, for either fulfilling, or you need to be doing it, or it's going to be beneficial for you in whatever way, whether that's for your personal development, or you need to be doing it because it's your work, or you're doing it to connect yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or you're doing it to be a better parent, whatever it is. But just take a deep breath and take a moment to reflect, especially before Ramadan, inshallah, because I know the timetables get completely changed at that point, and we're not far off from that point, subhanallah. So make sure that you take the time to do that and really think that, is everything I'm doing necessary for me to be doing? And am I doing it nice and slowly and to the best of my ability? Or am I just rushing and living this life without even thinking about what it is that I'm doing? Because then what will happen is, the same way in which January finished, and I was talking about this 2 days ago, subhanAllah, February finished, and then all the months will go, and before you know it, it'll be December. So I don't want you to get to that point and think, I just rushed my way from January through to December without thinking or slowing down, inshallah. So I hope that was useful for you today, inshallah. And if you haven't already done so, make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. And if you missed any of our live daily vlogs from this particular series, they're all up there on the channel under the live Islamic classes playlist, inshallah. So anyway, let me know in the comments below one thing that you might be slowing down this year, inshallah. Or if you've already done that, let me know what it is that you did. And I wish you well, inshallah. Until tomorrow, I will love you and leave you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.